So here's a short story about a father who truly gets to have the last laugh after his ex, who treated him horribly in the relationship, serial cheating, all these things, is now begging for his help because things didn't work out with the guy that she left him for. He has completely abandoned her and the kid she had with him, homeless, and is begging him for money. He's like, nope, not happening. And of course, some people are giving him a hard time about it. And the way I see it, guys, you are not responsible for somebody else. And especially that somebody else, whether they're an ex or not, treated you horribly. And you'll see more as I get into this. Titled, Am I the a-hole for doing nothing to help my son's homeless mother because she cheated on me? And a shout out to Isaac for sending in the story. It says, I'm 28 years old and I have a 5-year-old son with my ex, a 27-year-old female. And we are no longer together because she cheated on me. She also has a son from the last time she cheated on me, and he's 2 years old. His father is no longer in the picture, and for what info she gave me, he's responsible largely for leaving the two of them homeless. Talk about a stereotype. She cheats on and leaves this guy, who obviously was a good boyfriend, or he doesn't say that she's an ex-wife, but ex-girlfriend, good to her, took care of her for some lowlife, has a kid with the lowlife, and Chad and Tyrone the lowlife, he's off to the sunset, never to hear from him again. And now she's back. They always come back when they want something. I have custody of our son while my ex has nowhere to go. She sees him a couple times a week, and after 5 months of homelessness, there is no sign of things improving. Throughout this whole thing, I've refused to engage in conversations about her situation, and I keep all discussion to our son when she's visiting. Good. Absolutely. But here's one real quick thing. Define homeless. Is she living in her car with a 2-year-old? Is she living in an alley? Or is she couch surfing or staying in people's houses, jumping around, no permanent residence? I'm going to assume the second one. Because, well, first of all, regardless of this, even if she's couch surfing, does she have enough money to properly feed the 2-year-old child? Does she have enough money to take him to the doctor, to the dentist, anything like that? If she doesn't, and even if she doesn't, I think it's warranted that this get the state involved, Child Protective Services, because this kid, no way he's being properly cared for. I can feel bad for the 2-year-old. It's terrible. She asked me to help out several times. She has cried when our son was out in the room and begged me to help her and her other son and to consider working on us so we could be a family. I was blunt with her the one time I responded and told her it was never going to happen. Do you think if she was with that other guy or had money, that she'd be with this guy wanting to be a family again and get back together? No, she's doing this to survive, okay? And some people can feel bad for her because there's always somebody's going to fall for this crap. No way. I feel bad for the 2-year-old, not her. And you're about to hear more why I don't feel bad for her. My reason for being so cold with her is all about her cheating multiple times. See, it wasn't just one time or one guy. I didn't know when we were together that she was cheating repeatedly. I found about all the cheating at the very same time, and it's when I learned that her unborn child was not mine. It even made me worry about our son, and I DNA tested him, and thankfully he's mine. Oh, thank God for that. At the time of her cheating, she felt no guilt, and she told me that her other son's father was a real man and not some weak pussy who was happy to live a boring life. It turns out the real man cheated and gambled all throughout the relationship, and now she's homeless with a child they made together, and she wants me to pick up the pieces. Right there, that is a perfect example of what happens in one way or another across the board. She called him a pussy because he actually, and says he has a boring life. I mean, he has a steady job, that he's responsible, he doesn't go out and get trashed all the time and act like a jackass. He may have been boring to her, but the guy that gave her the butterflies and the excitement, he was a real man? Well, look what the real man did. He abandoned her and the kid. And again, I feel bad for the kid. For our son's sake, I play friendly when he's in the room, but outside of that, I want nothing to do with her and her son. She doesn't bring him to her visits with our son because she doesn't want him to feel bad because I won't take him under my wing. But she's repeatedly asked me to help them. Not your problem. She burned that bridge. If she can't take care of herself, then she needs to go to the state. Or frankly, if this guy could do anything, call Child Protective Services. That kid's not getting the proper care. Or does she not have family, like parents? I could afford to help pay rent help her pay rent, and I even technically have space in my house for them to stay with me. But after everything she did, I don't want to. And I don't want her son to start looking at me as a father figure. I'll never be his father figure or his uncle figure or any other type of figure. And I don't want my ex getting comfortable with the idea that I'll bail her out. It's not your responsibility. It's not your job to save the world, guys. Okay? It's nice to do things and be kind to people that deserve it. I'm all for charity, but she doesn't deserve it. The kid does, you know? And the second he does anything, if he gives an inch, she'll take a mile. He does anything, she'll try to use that to get more shit. Someone who used to be a mutual friend of both of ours knows the situation and decided to speak out against my decision, saying we are forever tied because of our son, and that I should help his mom and half-brother for him. I should want him to grow up with all his family, happy, healthy, and safe. Notice he said someone that used to be a mutual friend. Well, I think that stick to the used to be thing. Tell that mutual friend to mind their own effing business. And if they feel so strongly, how about that friend get out his or her checkbook or get a wad of cash and invite the mother and the child to come live with him or her? There's an idea. People love to point the finger and tell you what to do until they're in that situation. There were several other things that they said, but the primary focus was that I should help my ex find a way to provide a home for both children. I don't agree it's my job, but I can also understand my negative feelings for my ex might be clouding my judgment on here, so am I the a-hole. F no, man, you're not the a-hole. You were taking care of yourself and your son. You tried to take care of her. You tried to be a good, boyfriend. I don't know if you were married. Look how she treated you. She labeled you as a pussy. She labeled you as boring life and all that. And therefore, she had to cheat on you with some lowlife who abandoned her. There ain't no going back from that. What you can do is help the child. You know, that's it. Child Protective Services. Get the state involved because she can't take care of it. That's no life for a kid to constantly be hopping around different places. And I can't imagine her mental state during this whole thing. You know, if she was a decent person that fell in hard times, that'd be a completely different story. You know, if they had just broken up, let's just say they broke up amicably. There was no cheating, nothing like that. And she was having hardship and the kid, that'd be a little different if it was just purely a breakup and it wasn't bad. But the fact that she was cheating on him repeatedly and the things she said to him, no freaking way. The problem is, guys, people like that will always get away with stuff because there's always some sucker around to bail them out. And they'll keep doing these things. They need to know there's consequences. But when there's kids involved, something has to be done. So no, this guy does not have to do anything. End of freaking story. He takes care of him, takes care of the child. Now, as you can imagine, there was a lot of commentary here, and overwhelmingly people were supporting him. And I'm going to read some of the things he says here because people were curious. One guy says two things to stand out. The so-called weak pussy comment, one, but two, even worse, her wanting to be a family again. She's not looking for assistance, she's looking for permanence, not the a-hole. And he says, even if she hadn't brought that up, I'd be worried about her trying to make things permanent, and that's simply never going to happen. She cheated on me, which already means it's never going to work. But I'm not the kind of person she wants to be with, truly. She would use me for the stability that I can provide, and cheat on me more, and chase the more exciting bad boys that she wants. See? He's learned. He's been R-pilled. He had to go through it. Now the guy says here, tell your friend that they can help her if they feel so strongly about it. But of course they won't because she's not their problem, nor is she yours. You're not responsible for her, and she treated you like crap. That was her poor decision and not your problem. Is she doing anything to help herself at all? Probably not. Or is she wallowing and expecting you to fix it? You don't get to crap all over someone and expect them to save you. Actions have consequences. And she's reaping hers. She needs to find a way to save herself. Right. But it's easier to mooch off, so-called suckers. And he says the only thing she has done so far is asking other people to help her. She couch surfs and finds shelters to spend the night in. I think she borrowed some money in the last 5 months too. But it's mostly just her looking for someone to save her and her son. See? Exactly. So there you go. She's not living in a car or an alley, at least not as far as I know. She's couch surfing. But a child needs stability. And there ain't no way that kid's probably getting enough food or going to the doctor regularly for checkups and all the necessary things. And last one, this guy says, not the a-hole. She was the one who chose to leave you when she cheated. What does the mutual friend think about the forever tied in regards to that? Even if you aren't moving on or to find somebody else, you shouldn't give that option up of being obligated to live with another woman. And he says, they said that she screwed up and she broke up our family, but nobody was homeless or at risk like she and her son are now. They also brought up being the bigger person and doing right by our son, even when she hasn't already done that. But I think providing what my son needs and giving him a good life is doing right by him. I don't want him to grow up to chase after people, be it friends or partners or even family, who treat you like shit. There you go. That's a great example as a father, teaching your kid not to be that way. He learned. This guy learned the hard way. So there you go, guys. You don't owe people anything, especially ones that treat you like crap. Now, again, when the children are involved, obviously doing something for the kid, but her, no freaking way. But I think the best thing, call the police, Child Protective Services. Yes, if a kid gets into foster care, if he gets in the wrong place, or but still, this is not working. She's not doing anything to take care of herself, and I really we hope the best for that kid. But our guy here, he's taking care of himself, taking care of his boy. That's all he's required to do.